Nation. Hey, this is a Whatever Wednesday, and I wanted to talk to you about something that's very important. This is actually an epidemic that's happening throughout the United States, throughout the world, especially in our schools, and this is called plagiarism. I know you probably have heard this term before, but there's a lot of people that are taking quotes, especially from the internet, and putting them right on their essays or right on their reports. And this is an epidemic because people are doing it all the time. But it could also lead you to jail time, huge fines, being sued by companies, by other providers of this content and information. We need to be careful on everything that we produce, whether it's a school assignment or a business business content, because for one thing, it's not just the fact that we will get punished for it, but it's also the fact that it's unethical. We're doing something that's wrong and not something that's going to, it's just actually going to hinder us as a person. And I say that in the way that we're not going to learn if we're using other people's information and popping it into our reports or our essays or anything that we do. Basically, we're not learning the content, but we're also not learning how to do the English, do the growth of making mistakes. Yeah, if I fail an assignment or I get a C or a D in an assignment, I'm actually proud of that. I'm happy that I got that, because that if I have the mindset of I'm going to learn from my mistakes. Everybody makes mistakes. So by using plagiarism and stealing from somebody else's content, one thing, it's theft. We're stealing. But the second thing is we're disheartening, or we're doing less for ourselves. We are not putting ourselves in a place where we could be, where we could really thrive. Because the more we plagiarize, the less we learn about English, writing the English language, like me right now, speaking the English language. But if we're stealing it, we're not growing. We're not learning ourselves. If I get a C or a D, but I put in my effort to get that C or D, I should be proud of that. And then, if I'll even be even more proud of it if I can learn from that mistake, from the mistakes of getting that C or that D, doing it again, or learning it the next time. So plagiarism hurts us. It hurts us more than it helps us. It hurts us when it comes to the future, and it's something that's been going on. And I'm not talking about who this was, but there was a person in our own rare card program that was plagiarizing their own information. They were not their own information. They were stealing from somebody else to create an essay for the rare card program in order to get the rare cards. And you know what? It's not worth it. The rare cards that we're putting out are not worth you plagiarizing, stealing from someone else, destroying your future, all these different things. And yes, I will actually say destroying your future, because if you do it once, it makes it so easy to do it a second time or a third time or a fourth time and keep going. And then all of your life is basically using other people's work to benefit yourself. You're not learning, and at some point you will be caught. I will be caught if I do it. If I did it for my website, if I did it for any of my products, I would be caught at some point. And at my age, I could land myself in jail. I could be fined by the government. I can be sued by a third party, a person that owns that content. It's not worth it. It is definitely 100% not worth all that heartache. So if you guys are taking from the internet and just taking out large sections or even quotes without putting normal citations, please change your ways. Look into yourselves and see that it's better to make mistakes than to steal someone else's product, content, and then all of a sudden get caught on it and get in a lot of trouble for it. So last week we put out a newsletter with an essay, or with an article written by my content writer on plagiarism, because she's the one that found it. She actually has sites that she goes through, and she can calculate how much plagiarism is in an essay or in a report, and she'll run them. And she got 80% on this one essay. That's a lot, and it might not be all 80%. I mean, it might not be 80%, but it's basically what they found. A mathematical algorithm was what they call it, a computer program that figures out how much could be plagiarized. So be careful. This next week, actually tomorrow, on Thursday, we have a new newsletter coming out about citations and how to make it very easy. So check out our newsletter. If you don't have it, please send us a subscribe on our website. We have a subscribe button. Subscribe to our newsletter or send us an email, historicalconquest@gmail.com, historicalconquest, no spaces, @gmail.com, and ask us to be put on our newsletter. That way you can get some of these great articles, because what's going to happen is they're going to help you in the future. You'll be a lot more successful if you do the work and you learn from the mistakes, and you become better each time. And it's not just about essays and about plagiarism. It's about everything. Make a mistake, be proud of it. Be proud that you had a mistake. You had that time to learn. Edison had 10,000 mistakes before he found the light bulb. Now the great thing is that what they don't tell you about part of that story, and I'm not trying to go into a rant, is that he had other people helping him. But they made that many mistakes before they finally found the one thing to make it work. So if you have anything in your life that's really hard and you keep falling down, you keep making mistakes, you keep failing, be proud of it, own it, and make it better. Learn from the mistakes and keep going. So thanks again for joining me on this Whatever Wednesday. It was on plagiarism, but it became more of just make yourself better by embracing those mistakes and making your life better. Thanks very much for joining us. We'll catch you next time. Sneak Peek Thursday. You're going to like this. We're actually going to play, guess what? Totally Medieval. Check that out. You're going to love this. Thanks again for joining us. Again, we'll talk to you next week. Take care. Bye. If you have any comments or questions, add them to the comments below. Otherwise, we'll see you tomorrow, actually. Take care. Bye.